Recently disgraced YouTuber Colleen Ballinger, also known for her comic persona Miranda Sings, was just inches from breaking out of the YouTube bubble into serious stardom. With her Netflix show Haters Back Off and a national live show, she was well on her way to becoming a mainstream celebrity. However, after a slew of allegations, the comedian's reputation and 15-year career has taken a turn for the worse. A person once deemed child-friendly, gaining allegations as dark as the ones she's been accused of, it's important to look back at her past behavior to understand how to catch similar situations before it's too late. And while doing so, I couldn't help but cringe at what she deemed as acceptable behavior. Today we're going to be counting on the top 10 Colleen Ballinger moments that gave us secondhand embarrassment. Coming in at number 10 is the Adam McIntyre allegations. Adam McIntyre, a former fan of Ballinger, was one of the first to come forward in the Ballinger controversy, serving as a primary source to her exploitation and misconduct. In a video aptly named My Relationship with Colleen Ballinger, McIntyre reveals that at the age of 13, Ballinger had taken advantage of his admiration for her, manipulating him into unpaid labor through false promises of a future job. In more disturbing developments, McIntyre also shared screenshots of a group chat where Ballinger engaged in the emotional manipulation, bullying, and targeting of underage fans. McIntyre also disclosed that Ballinger once mailed him lingerie in the mail, something that Ballinger herself has admitted to but excused as a long-standing tradition of sending fans gifts. Solid justification. McIntyre decided to go public with these claims a few weeks ago, which was initially met with radio silence from the disgraced YouTuber, which brings me to ask why it took her so long to respond, 3 weeks to be specific. At number 9 is the anti-apology. The video posted to her YouTube channel a few weeks ago, simply titled Hi, in all lowercase, how adorable, was a 10-minute long song taken in one take. Yeah, no wonder it took her 3 weeks to upload it. I wish for nothing more than to see the other takes. Anyway, the video that was in place of an apology for her actions, but was not an apology at all, in fact, was just a way to victimize herself and stroke her own ego. Personally, I don't think speak singing over a one-note ukulele track is a super effective way to deflect blame. Her intentions behind this video are blurry at best. I can't imagine she thought that this would make her look any better. Colleen's now infamous ukulele apology has lifted her to an acclaimed spot amongst the worst YouTube apologies in the history of the site, up there with names as notorious as Taddy Westbrook and Logan Paul. Ballinger's bizarre anti-apology, or should I say insulting Grace Vanderwaal impression, has had people on social media buzzing with confusion and disappointment. This ukulele track has prompted many fellow YouTubers to respond, critiquing her hubris, disregard for anyone's feelings but her own, and attempting to make the situation lighthearted when it had no business being anything of the sort. To add to the issues, Colleen also decided to upload the song to iTunes, giving her grounds to claim the song if used in reaction videos, even ending in a cease and desist served to Ethan Klein, but was mistakenly sent to a fan account and promptly dropped. The song has since been taken off the streaming service, but it's clear and incredibly embarrassing that she saw these allegations as a chance for one last cash grab. Coming in at number 8 is the creation of inappropriate content. Watching back any content that was around when you were a child is bound to cause some secondhand embarrassment. From Fred to the annoying Orange, it's clear that this comedy was a product of its time, but there's something a little more sinister when it comes to Colleen's past videos. Miranda Sings first appeared on the internet in 2008. To an untrained eye, the character was seemingly lighthearted who at times dealt with adult content. However, Ballinger included more than just a few innuendos in these YouTube videos, as she made references to the character Miranda's uncle attacking her and frequently mentioned X-rated films. What makes this situation so troubling is that Ballinger deliberately catered her Miranda Sings character to a younger audience, taking on a childlike role and dressing in bright colors. She often slipped past the detection of parents and parental controls. Although her fans may not always understand the topics being shown to them, it's a good chance they will become desensitized to the gravity of the subject matter or imitate it, especially when they see others laughing about it. At number 7 is her book. Like many popular YouTubers in the early 2000s, Miranda Sings also had a book deal. Adding to my last point, looking back at any old YouTuber book might make you cringe a bit, but Colleen's book is cut from a different cloth. The book, entitled Self-Help, is a quote unhelpful self-help book. The book has received its fair share of criticism for its vulgar content, with sections like make yourself feel better by making others feel worse, wiping, and special cuddles with your uncle. I don't know if the term unhelpful really cuts it with such strange and unnerving collection of tips. As this book is generally aimed at tweens, many parents were not pleased after purchasing this book for their young ones. One review called Ballinger a terrible influence for the next generation, and oh how that quote has aged. At number 6 is Colleen's history of mistreating animals. Since her allegations of mistreating people have come to light, it isn't a surprise that her energy isn't any different when it comes to animals. In a now deleted YouTube video, Colleen nonchalantly describes intentionally tormenting her childhood dog until it bit her in the face, explaining that afterwards she lied and said she didn't know why the dog bit her. The decision to put the fault on the dog instead of herself was cause for the dog to be put down. A traumatic and deeply sad story, although Colleen laughs while recounting this memory, showing very little remorse for her actions, as though she believed it to be nothing more than a funny story. Although I understand how some may react to a tragedy in their life with laughter, something about this situation felt incredibly off, and it feels really strange to watch. This isn't the only clip we have that makes us believe Colleen mistreats animals, as she also has pet bunnies and a dog, keeping both in very small, cramped, and dirty cages. She's made sure not to show these pets in vlogs anymore because of the backlash she's received, but hey, at least her Persian cat cats are groomed. Just kidding, there's been proof that her Persian cats are in fact neglected as well, as they've been shaved due to mats in their fur. I'm not shocked that she's also lied about this trivial comment. At number 5 is Colleen's PR team's reaction. The line in her apology video where she says that her PR team unsurprisingly told her not to say any of this, but never said not to sing it as some sort of loophole. It opened up a platform perfectly for her PR team to react to the video. In the video entitled Colleen Ballinger PR Team Apple Music Reaction, two very obviously exhausted individuals, Sage and Anthony, are visibly at the end of their rope. They talk about the cancelled world tour, H3H3 cease and desist, and about how people are going to talk about the allegations and they really can't do anything anymore. The topic of the video, which is Colleen's apology being on Apple Music, is incredibly distressing for the duo, but they don't even seem to be in shock about the current situation with their client and have instead gone through the grieving process seemingly already at the acceptance stage at this point. During the video, Sage mentions how she didn't even realize Colleen knew how to put her own work on streaming services because she's never done it on her own before, adding that she must have run out of 12-year-olds to do it for her. At number 4 is her racist jokes and blackface. A video from 10 years ago depicts both Ballinger and her sister in exaggerated makeup putting on accents that create a degrading stereotype of Latinas. The video was suitably called Miranda Sings is Racist. As well, a video entitled How to Sing Like a Black Woman made offensive and blatantly ignorant stereotypes of black people. And alongside this, the Miranda Sings Twitter account was home to a slew of offensive tweets making fun of Asian and black communities. The amount of racist incidents that Ballinger took part in makes it hard to believe she wasn't called out earlier in her career. More recently, a performance of Colleen singing Beyonce's Single Ladies resurfaced and sparked outrage online due to the face paint she was wearing during the performance. Legal representatives for Ballinger said Thursday that the makeup shown in the video was green face paint worn in a preceding performance of the song from the musical Wicked. Even if that's the truth, how is there no foresight into how that may have looked? At number 3 is ableism. A quick examination of the Miranda Sings character will leave you feeling unsure as to whether or not the entire shtick is an act of punching down. Ballinger's portrayal of the character has become increasingly controversial over time, intensifying traits such as her poor social skills and notorious imitation of a speech impediment, reminiscent of the comedic device portraying unattractive, outcast, and unintelligent characters through odd behavior and speech patterns. Perpetuating these harmful stereotypes influence how people with medical conditions that cause speech disorders and behavioral differences, such as autism, Huntington's disease, and vocal cord paralysis, among others, are viewed by themselves and the rest of the world. Ridiculing traits that are divergent from societal norms is not daring comedic genius deserving of praise, but instead something that should be acknowledged as an incredibly embarrassing part of Ballinger's history. Our runner-up is the Trisha Paytas watch parties. In the video Trisha made recently addressing Colleen Ballinger's apology, simply entitled her ex-friend's name, she mentions that although she's taken a step back responding from things said about her on the internet, she felt she couldn't hold off from addressing the Ballinger controversy. She mentions that she had no idea about Ballinger's behavior and holds a very firm stance against speaking to anyone underage, platonic or otherwise, due to her trauma of being taken advantage of when she was young. Trish says that if she had been aware, she would have never collaborated with her creatively or pursued a friendship. Trish goes on to say that although she believes people can grow from their past, Colleen had obviously not taken the correct steps to do so, as she failed to even acknowledge what she was growing from in her apology video. Trish's main point in the video was pertaining to information brought to her from two of Colleen's former fans who told her that Colleen often hosted watch parties with underage people to view Trish's X-rated content, sometimes sending unwanted images directly to fans. To add insult to injury, not only was Colleen discussing inappropriate content with minors, she also did so through body shaming and ridiculing Trish, whom she considered a friend at the time and was trusted by. Trish felt the need to nip this in the bud quickly and seriously, as she does not condone such behavior, as it's a crime to share such content with minors. And number 1 on our list comes in at the cancer fundraiser, the point on this list that leads me to believe that Colleen's moral compass really has no way of coming back. Since 2015, Ballinger has held annual fundraisers for Family Reach, an organization that supports families that have children with cancer. The legitimacy of what one may believe to be a noble pursuit has come into question after fans found that Colleen uses a third-party site, Fundly, which is not an option publicly provided by the charities and organizations to collect donations. Fundly puts the money into Ballinger's bank account instead of donating directly to the charity, and has caused people to ask why she's acting as an unnecessary middleman and speculate as to whether she's using the fundraisers to lower her taxes. When approached about where the money is going and to see receipts, Colleen avoids answering by saying that her haters hate that she's raising money for kids with cancer. These allegations have not been proven, however, the whole thing is confusing nonetheless. Anyway, calling a lot of these secondhand embarrassment doesn't really cut it. Shame and shock might describe it better, but that is our list of the top 10 Colleen Ballinger moments that gave us secondhand embarrassment. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.